No, because the camera got 30 minutes on there. So it stops at the
team activities, pause.
I didn't even realize that.
You are terrible, dog.
Welcome back. It's Kalon.
It's your boy D Pill.
And this is Dope Active Fathers.
Ooh-wee, man. We got us a big one today.
This one's gonna be a treat.
We got us a big one today. Yeah, man. Look, man. This is episode 6, brothers.
6.
We passed the milestone, episode 6, and we could have done it without putting our boy Desmond Tank Jackson, man.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, my man? Hey, man, appreciate you coming on.
For sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My man.
And I'm gonna go ahead and let Desmond introduce himself. Go ahead and introduce. Allow him to reintroduce himself.
His name is
Tank. I'm Tank.
What's up, y'all? My name's Tank Henry Jackson. Most of y'all know me as Desmond Jackson, but I changed my name, so my name is Tank Henry Jackson now. About myself, well, I mean, what y'all want to know?
Man,
Anything
what are you currently doing right now? That's really big. What are you currently doing right now, and what are you getting ready to do? That big thing. You know what I'm talking about?
So currently, right now, I'm a graduate assistant right now for the University of Houston for the D-line.
Oh.
Right now, we are currently leading the nation right now in sacks, third down defense,
Okay.
and we're 71 right now, and we're undefeated right now in our conference.
Yes, sir.
So
Shout out to Tank.
we're doing something good right now.
Shout out to New Base Crews, man, putting on for the H, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's the Conference USA or is it American? American, yeah, putting on, boy. They put a whooping on Tulsa that one night. Yeah. It's a Thursday night game, wasn't it?
You know, there's a little something.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And what are you getting ready to do? You getting ready to? It starts with a G, man. It's big. Something big about to happen, man. It's bigger than ball, you know.
So I'm about to actually graduate. About to get my master's from the University of Houston. Actually about to graduate with a 3.8 GPA.
Yes, sir.
Excellence.
Black excellence, man. That's what it's about, bro. Educated black brother right here.
Robbie got something for us.
So I got a question. How did you get to the position that you are now to become a graduate assistant D-line coach?
Oh man, I mean, first thing first, man, like all glory to God, because my story about that is a little bit different. It's actually really crazy. So for those who don't know my backstory, so I actually played with these two young gentlemen right here. I've been around all of us right now, you know what I'm saying? We've been at Westfield. I actually ended up getting an opportunity to go play at the University of Texas at Austin. So I'm a Longhorn, alumni from University of Texas.
Crazy.
I actually had the opportunity to go and play in the NFL. I was with the Kansas City Chiefs. So I was there for training camp, ended up getting cut. And then after that, you know, I tried to, you know, dabble in a little bit of different things after I got cut, you know, trying to figure out like what my life was going to be at.
Yeah.
And so in 2017, I actually was an intern for the University of Houston for about a good 8 months. So I was in there doing strength and conditioning with the guys that are there now. Mm-hmm. So I didn't see like a lot of these guys that are playing right now as freshmen, and I had some good relationship with those guys. And so, you know, God is good all the time, man. Because I ended up meeting this old coach that used to like train me for free, and he actually was giving me my first opportunity to try to do strength and conditioning, and his name's Tim Jackson. Coach Jackson, I really appreciate you, man, because you don't know how much you really helped me out.
Shout out, Coach Jackson. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in that transition, you know, I'm trying to like find jobs. It's kind of hard for me to find some jobs or whatever. So I was praying every day, asking God like what he wants me to do. And so he, like, you know, sometimes as young men, like we always want to try to jump the hoop. Like we feel like we got to be able to do stuff like immediately. Like why we ain't getting this? Why we ain't getting that right now? And then God just saying, look, I got a plan for you, but you got to trust my plan for you.
Yes, sir.
You're going to go through some struggle for a while, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, like, if you just keep pushing forward, like, God is going to make sure that you understand what the vision was. And so I ended up having to swallow my pride and actually had to be a sub at Westfield for a whole year. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to earn some extra money, do stuff like that. And then right after that, after I got done doing my sub, whatever, I was going to try to be a teacher so I can go be a coach. And it just crazy because my dad, who owns his own crane and machinery company in Houston, he actually worked with a guy whose friend actually was looking for a D-line coach at a private school. And so I met up with him. Me and him had one conversation. Like the first time I ever got a chance to meet him. And he was like, bro, there's no way in the world I'm not going to want you to be part of my program.
Wow.
And so I ended up coaching for private school at Luther North. And I was there for 6 months. And then he actually got me another job with him when I was actually driving from Sterling. I was actually working with him at Sterling, like doing stuff with in the SPED program. And we was working with kids that had, it was like basically on the spectrum of autism. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing all that stuff. And then while I was there, I actually, like, once the season had ended, like, what's crazy about that story is we actually only had 17 kids that were on the varsity squad. And we actually made the playoffs. 11 out of the 17 were actually all district, and we had 3 of them that were all state in private school. And one of them actually ended up, one of the D linemen that I had actually ended up signing to North Texas, and it was like the biggest offer that the school has had for like athletics or whatever. Wow. And so I was around maybe like November after the season had ended, I actually ended up getting a call from like this arena football team who's actually known to actually put guys back in the league. So I was like, okay, like, I'm about to leave. I don't know what's about to happen. And so I ended up was training for about a good 2 months. And then New Year's came around. This is around like January 5th. And I got a call from one of my old coaches. They used to coach me, like the guy that actually recruited me to UT. That was Alabama coach Bo Davis. And he calls me and he was like, "Hey, what you got going on right now?" I was like, "Coach, well, I'm just training right now, about to try to go to do arena right now." And he was like, "Okay, well, would you want to have an opportunity to be a graduate assistant somewhere?" And so I said, "Coach, like, if you find a place for me," I said, "Sure, I'll definitely would want to go just to get my situation started." And so he said, "Okay." He told me, "I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna call you tomorrow." So he calls me the next day and he's like, "Hey, Tanner, I got 3 schools that might be looking for places right now. Like, I'm gonna see what I can do for it." And so I had got 2 interviews with these 2 programs that I'm not gonna mention because they don't even matter. And they both basically told me that they had somebody that was lined up. So then what was crazy is I got a call from my DC, my defensive coordinator, who's a defensive coordinator right now. He's the one that Coach Davis called him and told him, "Hey, there's a young dude that's in Houston, and he gonna be there. Like, he gonna be really with y'all, or whatever." So they told me to be able to go do an interview. I went into the interview process, like had my whole suit and tie on, and them asking me about a whole bunch of questions for about a good like 4 hours.
Damn.
And then
What an interview, man.
That's a long interview.
I don't get hired after that.
And so it was like crazy because I just met like everybody that I met, you know what I'm saying, they would just ask me different questions about certain things, whatever. And so I left the interview, I was on Wednesday, and then that Friday I got a call. They said, "Hey, Coach Hogerson want to meet you." And Coach Hogerson was at West Virginia, and you know West Virginia was in the Big 12, so he knew who I was. So I go in the meeting room, I go meet with him, and he's like laughing and whatever because he remembers me. He was like, "Man, I did not like you as a player, but I respect you a lot." And so I met with him for about a good it was maybe about 5 minutes. Walked out. They told me sat back on the outside of the office, and then they called me back in, and he was like, "You're hired for the job. Like, you got a job." And I've been there ever since. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, all the stuff that I had to deal with before that time, me not even knowing like exactly where my life is gonna be at, and understanding that the process of where like we were at the beginning of the time, because in the beginning, you know, it was hard and it was difficult because of the fact that, you know, like you go into a new program, you don't know anything that's going on, like. As screwed up as it is, because I'm not going to talk about the old staff, but there is something that I want folks to understand about what's going on at the University of Houston.
Yeah.
When we got there, which is mind-boggling to me, there were seniors who only completed 60% of their graduation stuff.
By the end of the year?
They were seniors who did not even have the qualities to be able to graduate.
And were these seniors decent when it came to the sport, football?
They were.
Were they able to go to the next level?
No.
How was that? Shouldn't like the guidance counselor, y'all partner with the guidance counselor and then they check to see if these players have the eligible credits?
I'm not gonna talk about the old staff.
Oh, I said when I was playing, that's what they did.
Because the deal, I'm not gonna talk about the old staff and what they did. But to me, there's no way in the world that you don't take care and make sure that your kids get their degrees,
especially in seniors.
If anything, you know they would help them.
Like the best way I can put it, they were passing classes on bare minimum just so they can be eligible to play, not to graduate. Get good enough grades, get like pass enough classes so you can be eligible instead of actually graduating, right?
Yeah.
Now, when I was playing, what they did was, like, if you didn't have enough credits, they talked to you and say, hey, man, you probably might want to change your major because if you don't have the necessary credits, you probably might not play next season.
But
so that
how many times? You can't change your major that many times, right?
Yeah, like for me, I was in.
How many times you go change your major?
I think maybe twice or 3 times, maybe.
And they ended up doing me wrong because I was in kinesiology, right, and I needed like a whole bunch of credits because I transferred from. I was at WT, and then I went to Incarnate Word, so I needed the necessary credits, right? And then they said, hey, like, if you don't change your major, you're going to not be eligible. So I was like, all right, cool. What do I need? They're like, go ahead and take sociology. And I was like, whatever, sociology. That same year, bro, I ended up tearing my Achilles and then wasn't able to get that scholarship at the fall. So I was just like, I ended up doing it for no reason, bro.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So, like, and one thing that I respect a lot about Coach Hoganson is every day we're meeting about academics.
That's good.
And he has pushed the agenda of making sure that guys graduate with their degrees before they leave here. Because we have had conversations, and I have conversations with other coaches about, you know what I'm saying, like the importance of graduating because, you know, like it's very, very important for anybody. Like if you don't, like guys want to go and try to play in the NFL. And the one thing I always tell my kids, at some point, you're going to have to put your cleats up for the last time.
Yeah.
And at some point, what have you done to put yourself in a position to make sure that your family is straight? If you're just chasing the NFL is not going to come to you. You got to be able to put yourself in a position so that when you're ready for if that is what God is calling you for, that, you know what I'm saying, that you should be able to go do the stuff like that with football. But at the end of the day, for you, like the best way I can put it is I'd rather live like a prince the rest of my life than try to live like a king for 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely right.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely right.
And so, like the way that you live like that is you have to have the agenda to say, look, I'm here, and a lot of us like don't understand the importance of breaking generational curses. Like if I'm gonna be at a school, regardless of how hard the classes are or something like that, I cannot let my family back home down. You know what I'm saying? Like me staying up late, me making sure that my grade stuff is on point, is gonna benefit everybody, not just myself, but everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I do respect about Coach Hoganson. Like, there's a lot of things I respect about him because that's, you know what I'm saying, that's my coach, and I know how much he loves and cares about them kids. And just seeing that and just seeing how the culture is changing around us from the first 2 years we were there up to now, man, it's night and day, man.
That's crazy. What you got for us, Robin?
So I got a question. Well, first off, we're past the 5-minute mark, so you can speak freely now. And 2, have you spoken to any of the players that you had that they pushed through who didn't necessarily get a good degree or a degree that can acclimate them to society?
They ain't doing nothing with their lives right now.
Wow.
And when I say nothing, I mean like they're sitting up playing Madden all day, not doing nothing. Like they don't have like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's bad. Like it's really, really bad. And I'm seeing here like we're like, you can go back to school. Man, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to still go to the league. I'm like, fam, the NFL if the NFL ain't calling me, they ain't calling you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not calling you, bro. Like you need to go figure out what your life. And I feel like a lot of times with athletes is people be like so pressed about like that 3-letter word. Yeah. Like so pressed on that 3-letter word. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's like why like if like I'd rather be good at a bunch of things and making sure that I'm straight and have all my eggs, you know what I'm saying, how they need to be before I even think about the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in school, like I wasn't worried about the NFL. I was worried about what my class is gonna be like, what I want to do with my life, exactly like what like the plans or whatever I have. Like you know what I'm saying? Like guys just sit around and wanted to say, oh, I'm going to the league, and then on top of that, which I always tell them kids too, if you ain't putting in the work to try to be in the NFL, don't talk about the damn NFL, man.
You see that all the time, especially the guys we know, like guys who play with high school. They're still trying to go in semi-pro, and like I'm more than supportive for you, but sometimes I'm like, man, like even unknowing what you're doing to your body, like at some point you got to be here for the people behind you, right? And I know for me, like I tore my Achilles, and I knew from there I was like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So like for anybody that's still trying, just like why?
Football is a tough sport. Football could damage you not physically but mentally as well. I believe, I don't know who that was that just recently called quits in NFL. Who that just retired? He said he had to focus on his mental well-being. I can't think of his name right now, but it literally was like 3 days ago.
Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. He hasn't been in the NFL that long. And he's hanging up his cleats because it could destroy your body physically and mentally. And if it's, like you said, God knows what he has planned for you. When you keep trying to chase something that God doesn't have planned for you, he gonna keep slapping you, man. Man, get out the way. I'm still gonna get out the way. Them slaps gonna have you falling into situations that you never feel like you'll get yourself into, but it's because you're trying to do it within yourself. You alright? You need to lean towards Proverbs 3:5. It's written right here on my chest. Alright? Look, Proverbs 3:5. Lean on the Lord, not with your own understanding. Okay? You follow him, he's gonna lead you to where you need to be. You get what I'm saying? And NFL may not be where it's at. You know, you had the situation. You went to the Kansas City Chiefs. That's big. But unfortunately, it didn't work out as planned. How did that make you feel? After just, speaking for the young men out there that's willing to try to go into that situation, that's I'm making to the NFL, I'm going to the pros and let them know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? It's not a piece of cake, I'm pretty sure.
Oh man, yeah, because me and you ain't even had that conversation.
Nah, we haven't had that conversation.
So for me, the transition, like being there was a blessing in itself. And, when I was 23 at the time, like that was pretty much like one of the hardest years of my life. Just how much like football really meant to me, how much like, I wanted to, felt like I wanted to provide for my family, not already like, and I felt like when I got cut, so I was basically failing my family at that time. And so, before all that stuff that happened, man, like I was really, really in a dark place in my life, like really in a dark place, just because it was one of those things where I felt like I failed everybody. I failed everybody at Westfield. I failed everybody at UT. I failed my family like everywhere. And so I can laugh at it now, man, because it's really crazy. Yeah. So around November, like when I had that during that transition time right there, like I got into depression. I was sitting around like trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. I was out here putting in like applications. Like I remember at one point, bro, like I put out like 50 applications. Did not get not one call back.
Wow.
And he was a graduate from the University of Texas.
And it was hard for me trying to find a job.
And you got a degree too, right?
And so I'm gonna tell you, because I gotta prepare you for this, bro, because it's mind boggling too, man. So Lee had just died. He died a year ago.
Yeah. R.I.P. man.
And
Definitely.
when I was getting ready for my pro day, which is the same year, my one of my closest cousins had passed away from kidney cancer. So I was dealing with that a lot. And just that transition, like just from all that, and then getting cut, and then trying to train still, trying to keep my mindset or whatever. And I really felt like I fucked up basically. And so I actually thought about ending it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I got in my car. I knew exactly where I was gonna go. I knew exactly how I was gonna do it. And I got a phone call. And it was my friend Bonita, who is a film photographer and stuff like that at UT. And she called me and she was like, "Hey Tank, I don't know why, but God told me to call you, and like I need to talk to you." And we talked for about 3 hours, dog. And in them 3 hours, like I got off the phone with her. I cried like so hard, bro. I was like, God, like I don't know where my life is gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna do without football. But if you tell me to trust your word, if you told me to trust your word, so I don't know what's going on in my life, but I'm gonna get my life back to you because of how dark my place was. And then fast forward now, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that's wild.
Like I can't even describe the feeling of how I feel right now. Just because I stayed the course. I didn't let, you know what I'm saying, that stuff, like it is always just about like y'all wouldn't even have known that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like all the time that I've been around you, bro. Like you,
I never would have known. And this happened before the wedding.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that story.
I saw him at the wedding too.
Yeah, you were at the wedding too.
that was like past it, but that was like when I was getting myself in the place of where I need to be at. You know what I'm saying? It was a tough transition, just be able to go through that stuff, you know. But I have my mom and them didn't even know. Like I told them at like later down the line, but I just told them like, you know, like my story, bro, is how like I thought and after I like had a conversation with her, I was sitting there like how selfish of me it would have been to put my mama through the stuff like that. Yeah. Or like y'all and my sisters and all my friends and my family, like that's selfish of me because I'm going through hell right now, not understanding that for everything, like every diamond that you ever see has to go through pressure. Everything in your life, you're gonna have to go through something. Like everything in life, you're gonna have to go through something to get to where you want to get at.
Yeah.
And just because you're going through some struggles does not mean that is not like you're getting pressure right now. And God has always said that He always gives His toughest battles to His toughest soldiers.
That's some battles for sure.
Definitely.
I like how he said that he recognized that it would have been selfish. It almost makes me think that you're supposed to go through that. Would you not say that too? After hindsight, where you are now, would you say you were supposed to experience that struggle?
Because at that point right there in my life, I realized two things about myself. One, I don't have to do everything by myself. I don't have to do anything by myself. Because I felt like I didn't want to be around anybody. because I felt like, you know what I'm saying, somebody was gonna be like, oh, what happened to this? Like, you know, like I didn't have an answer. And I wouldn't be able to know. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. So let me just distance myself from everybody. And then when you by yourself and you're in a depression, bro, it's like you don't understand how, like, that feeling of just feeling alone when you got everybody around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was so depressed. Like, I deactivated my original Instagram, deactivated my Twitter, deactivated my Facebook, just so I can be away from everybody, because I was like, I'm not gonna get this right now, because, you know what I'm saying, like I don't understand what's going on. And in that time, you know what I'm saying, it was like brick by brick by brick, like how everything was just happening, where like I had to go move back in with my parents for a while because I couldn't afford to have an apartment. My car got repoed at that time. Didn't have a car for about a good 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find a job, couldn't find a job. Out here trying to, you know what I'm saying, like had a girlfriend at the time. Me and her going through raps or whatever because I didn't have the money to be able to function. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. And it just like all the stuff that I went through just made me realize that, okay, like when you going through struggles, one, you don't have to do this by yourself, because you got people around you that if you just tell them or just talk to them, they can be there for you. And it's not that fake stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not fake. You got to have folks around you. And two, at the end of the day, man, got to have folks around you. And through your toughest times, you got to pray. You gotta stay close to him. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk to him. You have to talk to him, because at the time when I was going through that stuff, I was always asking God, like, why you got me going through this? Like, what is going on? Like, what did I do wrong? Why it felt like I was at the crossroad of being where I thought I was supposed to be at, but then it felt like you pulled the red carpet underneath me, because I saw the light, I was there, and it felt like you pulled the carpet up behind me. And he basically told me, hey man, I didn't pull the red carpet under you. I'm laying out a whole new different thing for you right now.
You just gotta see it.
You gotta be able just to understand what you're going through right now.
That gives me chills, bro.
Nah, facts.
That gives me chills.
Facts.
Did I tell you like how I actually tore my Achilles?
No.
So, the most interesting story ever, I promise. So, when I was at Incarnate Word, when I was at West Texas, when I was there, I said, you know what, I was going to be done with football, because the atmosphere there, it was just a lot different from Westfield, because, you know, from us, it's brotherhood, unity. Yeah. And you get over there, and just like, I don't care about you, like, you just a number. And, like, that kind of turned away from football, right? So, you start playing, then you get those feelings like, dang, I lay everybody down. You know, I lay everybody down from Westfield, you know, my family. And then you're like, okay, I got to go back. But I end up not going back there. I go to Incarnate Word, so I'm, you know, bust my ass all season. And then it gets time to the spring game. 2 weeks before the spring game, I had a dream, right? And I was talking to somebody in my dream. And, you know, when you laugh and you just like kiki and you look up. And I look up and I see a little girl there. And I'm like, whoa, like you just appeared out of nowhere. She said, you need to talk to God right now. And I said, what? She said, you need to talk to God right now. And I said, what's going on? And again, she said, you need to talk to God right now. And in my head, I'm like, what did I do wrong? I remember just blacking out, waking up, right? And I was like, that's a crazy ass dream. Following later, you know, in my dream, and I'm talking to this guy. And he said, hey, Kellen, how's football? And I was like, man, it's going good, man. We got a spring game, you know, whatnot. It's going to be good. He said, did you know that if you just work hard, you can have whatever you want in life? And I was like, you know what, you right. So I woke up next morning, I'm like, man, I'm finna bump weights, I'm finna squat more, I'm finna run more. I'm like, yeah, I got this, because that's my confirmation in my head. I'm like, I'm going to the NFL, you know? So I'm like, oh yeah, I got this, right? So we have the practice before the spring game, and I get all the last reps because I'm technically the walk-on, right? So I'm getting handoffs, and I maybe get 10 handoffs, and we have the 20, right, after you just broke out for a long run. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, dang, I got a lot of handoffs. I'm surprised I'm not hurt yet. So I'm like monitoring myself, right? Then we get to the 1 yard line, and I was just thinking about the guy in my head. He was saying, like, you know, all you gotta do is work hard, and you're gonna have everything you want. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna score this touchdown. And they do 26 power, the quarterback rolls out, I take my drop step. As soon as I take my drop step, boom, blows up on me. I just hit the ground and I roll. And I was like, dang, my quarterback, you know what I'm saying, did Then he kicked me back in the leg. So I get up. They're like, oh, he's fine. I walk off the field, take off my shoe, go to the trainer's room. And they said, what happened? And I was like, man, I feel like I got kicked in the back of the leg. And I was like, yeah, I just feel like I got kicked. Dude looks around the room. He's like, everybody come here. I'm like, man, that's crazy. He said, tell me what you said again. I said, it felt like I got kicked in the back of the leg. Everybody goes, I'm like, man, what is going on? And they said, well, we think you probably tore your Achilles. And I'm like, all right, how long am I out? So my trainer, he looks around the room. Everybody's like, what's going on? Like, what's up? And I looked to him, and I said, how long am I out for? And he said 6 to 8. And I said, weeks? He was like, months. And then from there, I was like, oh, shit, I'm done. Like, I'm done. I came back. I got to my room, and I just bawled. I just cried. Like, I was just like, I know it's over. You know what I'm saying? But it brought me back to the last game that we had at Westfield, because I remember this vividly. I remember this vividly. When we lost, bro, I said on the sideline, I said, whatever happens today, I give all glory to God, and you're going to see it through. And I think about me walking in the locker room and you balling in the locker room, taking off your shoulder pads.
You remember that? Bro, you wasn't really doing. He wasn't doing too much.
I was just like,
he was like this, like literally sitting with your shoulder pads still on.
I was just like,
he's sitting there. I'm balling because I knew I wasn't gonna play football again, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, and if I did, I wasn't gonna have the brotherhood that I had at Westfield High School. You alumni. You alumni. That's the biggest brotherhood ever, bro. It's crazy to hear y'all tell these stories about injuries because I got injured my senior year, messed up my shoulder.
Yeah.
But and I feel like I probably would have done a lot better if I didn't miss dang near half of the season. Even spring ball, boot camp, all that.
7-on-7.
7-on-7. I missed all of that, bro. So I didn't get a chance to actually build myself up for senior year to become a better player. But I really wanted it. So my freshman year of college, I grind that summer going into my sophomore year. I went to Davis High School because it was right across the street from my neighborhood. Flipping tires, running on the track. I went to work in the morning, I'll work out in the evening. I went to work in the evening, I wake up 6 o'clock in the morning, run to the track, run on the track. I worked at Academy, got 50%, 80% discount on the dang parachutes, all equipment that I needed. So I'm like, okay, this is what I need to do. Working. Get to SFA to set my second year, walk on, made the team. Dang, all glory to God. Like, my gosh, my pop's dad. I'm playing football again. Excited as heck, bro. Get out there, and I technically didn't get hurt. First of all, I ain't gonna lie, I got out there, niggas about 6'8", and I'm 5'10", and I'm like, why y'all so big? Yeah, no, I wasn't scared. I'm like, this ain't normal. I only seen three of them.
This ain't normal.
Big Cliff, Anthony Smith. I only seen a few of y'all. I ain't see that many when we was playing. So I'm getting out there, I'm like, God, it really was the defensive lineman though. So I'm like, I ain't got to worry about y'all. Doing 1-on-1, 7-on-7 was almost like doing it at Westfield. The people same size, maybe a little bit taller. Cool, you know what I'm saying? It was one day where they had me going heads up with the defensive ends, bro. As a walk-on. I'm like, this can't be right. First, I'm going first. I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous as heck. I'm like, bro, I've never ran against. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, God, dog. I'm playing it cool though. I'm like, man. Fuck, man, shit. I just gotta take it.
Balls.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Got to see it through, my boy. Bro. Man, hey, bro. I got the ball. Dudes. Oh, God, dog. By this time, the reason why we did this drill is because we lost to Prairie View at home.
Oh, dang.
We a D1 AA. They HBCU, whatever they are. Swag, yeah. And we lose to Prairie View at home. So I had to take the heat, walk-ons. I get back, I'm back in line by 6, 7 of 8 of us. Back in line, my turn back up. I get his last name was Collins, boy. Man, shout out, boy. Joker was like this. I'm like, yeah, no, this is a person I ain't want to go against. Why y'all doing this to me? So I'm like, my pride get the best of me. It's just like, man, I'm not about to be out here looking like no bitch. Like, I'm about to just do what I gotta do. Dudes! Again, by this time, I think I got a concussion because I started getting mad. I was like, man, fuck this. I started getting mad, bro. I skipped everybody in the line, went first again. Next in line. Booze! Head messed up. Get back in the line first again. Booze! Just messing myself up because of my pride. My anger. That's when I started realizing, dang, my anger is really bad. Like, I'm willing to sacrifice my mental health going against dudes his size. I didn't care. At this point, I'm mad. After a while, they was like, oh, I'm walking around, everything's spinning. They're like, man, you need to sit out, Pill. No, get off me. No, I want to go. Pill, you need to chill out, bro. Like, for real. Man, no, man, F this. Take my helmet off and I threw it. I'm talking about throwing temper tantrums in college, bro. Man, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. They took me to the back and they analyzed me, the trainers. They had me doing some type of computer stuff. You got to get like I don't know what you got to pass it. I failed it with flying colors. I had my Gus Johnson, man, he make it to the NFL, played for a little bit. I don't know if you know Gus Johnson. He played with SFA my senior year, 2016. He graduated 2015. He childish. Now that boy ain't got a concussion, he got a concussion. They started making fun of me and stuff. I ain't care. I was out of there. So I failed it. Tried to take it again because I'm ready to get back on there. Failed it again. Took it like 4 times, and then the 4th time I finally got it, bro. So I missed probably a whole month.
Damn.
By the time spring ball came, I was sick of it. I didn't like the coaching staff. I didn't like the program because it was nothing like Westfield. No brother, it was few. I was cool with this.
Westfield set the bar too high.
Westfield set the bar. That's what I'm basically coming to. Ain't about what I went through in college because that was BS. Westfield High School set the bar high. Expectations high. I'm thinking every school's supposed to be like that, and
I thought it was, bro. Especially at West Texas, bro. Like when I got there, it was cool because I got in the summer. I was getting to play with the homies, right? Then you meet the coaches, and then like the coach that recruited me, I thought he was gonna be there. When I got there, he was gone. So I'm like, all right, so now I gotta be buddy with somebody else. Then shoot out with me. Like I hate this coach, bro. I ain't gonna say his name, but like I was doing the defense so bad. They didn't even call it like scout team anymore. They say Kalon, and everybody get running like, all right, this is what we gotta do. Kalon. They was like, all right, that's scout team. And then I was just doing them so bad, and my coach would be like, oh, you think you're better than what you are? I'm like, I'm taking a dump on y'all number ones every day. Like it's not that I'm like copying anything. It's just what it is. Like my first play on scout team, bro. They were like, we need somebody at receiver. I'm like, all right, I'll go. Had a post route. I'm running, hit the slant. I'm jumped up, and it's a 6-year safety. He's supposed to be like all district whatever. Snagged on him, and I was like, I said, this is what time it is. And from there, I had all the confidence. I'm like, if I snagged on somebody who's been here for 6 years, I'm like, this gonna be it. So every day at practice, I'm doing them bad. But the only thing was my attitude there was like it was bad because when you're at Westfield and it's not working like together, you start to get pissed off. I'm like, dang, like why am I getting punished for this dude? Even though we did, it was like more of a selfish way at West Texas, right? And then for like them. You could be better than somebody, and they will still play somebody over you. And you're like, how? And that would bother me, because I'm like, if I just got on the field, bro, we would win. I mean, our team was good regardless. Yeah. But I'm like, I'm clearly better than this cat.
Yeah,
like, put me on the field, right? So that would bother me, and then I would let that get in the way. And then at the end of practice, we'd always end up running, right? Yeah. So we'd do, 40-yard sprints. Bro, I would act like I had cramps, bro. I'd be like, man, I'm like, my legs. But I kept doing that too much. And then I ended up rubbing my teammates and my coach the wrong way. Pause. And then
you rubbing them, man.
Hey, we have a compilation of pauses, but every episode is a pause.
Right?
So, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, but to say, bro, Westfield and like the type of team we had in the family and community, you will never find anywhere, bro. You'd be lucky to have that in a college team, but
to this day, my wedding, bro. He was right behind me, hand passing me the ring. We didn't have no groomsmen or no bridesmaids, but I just needed somebody to pass me the ring. Big bro had me stay the night because you can't see your wife or your fiance before the wedding. So I stayed with him. My mom stopped and got us some Jack in the Box on the way to your crib. That was my thank you for, because I know your big hungry ass wanted to eat. So I made sure I got you some food. You know what I'm saying? Then my boy right here showed up and supported me as well. You know what I'm saying? So the brotherhood always stays like this. And what, years later, 3-4 years later, look, we're here doing a podcast about this. Who would have known 3-4 years ago we'll be together doing a podcast?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
So my quick question, we always have to throw the juicy facts out there. He's dope and he's active, but unfortunately, he's not a father right now. Unless is this something that I still don't? Is there something Is there something that you need to tell me?
Not yet, bro.
Oh, okay. Just making sure, because I know I ain't speak to you in a minute, man. It's been a minute, so I'm playing catch up right now. But do you plan on having kids soon?
Yes.
Okay, I recently seen a TikTok that you said something. You was in a dream, or the woman in your dream was your wife, or.
Yeah, so
yeah,
so basically, like,
I'm not sexist though.
What the hell does that go into?
Just continue, just in case something come up. Everybody know, because I love the women, man. I don't want to get canceled. I don't want to get canceled by the women culture. They have their own culture, bro. It's scary. I'm not trying to get canceled by them. I need them.
He's not
Please.
sexist.
I'm not sexist.
He's making that.
Every episode.
So like for me, like I had a dream one night, man, and I had two dreams. Matter of fact, one of them I actually saw like a little girl run up to me, calling me daddy and stuff like that, and I was really seeing her like, like I have said this for years. I've always felt like I always felt like the first child that I have is gonna be a girl, and for me, I've always embraced that. I've always said that, like at the end of the day, like it's whatever God wants me to have, but at the same time, like bro, like I personally have seen my dad and how like my little sister, who's now is about to turn 18.
Wow.
She's about to turn 18
That's
in 9 days.
Saw her at the Chris Brown concert.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Like just like when we was at Westfield, man, just like how she was 7 when I was a senior.
Wow.
And just seeing like how much she changed me as a brother. You know what I'm saying? Because like I've always looked up to my older sister, but actually having having a younger sibling like her, because like man, like I know a lot of folks always say this, bro, but like my sister by far is like one of the like most perfect young women that I've ever seen.
That's
how
good.
She acts, the way that she talks, the way her mind thinks, like, you know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't sneak around, she doesn't do all the other stuff. Like she literally, bro, would be like she's cut off friends that have been trying to be fast, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you because I don't believe in that. Like I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm focused on this. You focus on boys. I'm focused on my grades because I'm trying to go places. You know what I'm saying? And like she talks about God all the time.
And she's 18.
She's 17 right now, about
17,
18.
man.
And when I tell y'all, bro, like she is like she is the female version of me. Like she watches anime. She sits there and we talk about anime, watch anime, stuff like that. She like wants to go out. Like when we go out, whatever, bro. Like it's like the best time ever. You know what I'm saying? Just
That's
like some chill stuff, man. But one thing I was gonna tell y'all, man, like I've always supported y'all all the way through, you know what I'm saying, because we are brothers at the end of the day, man. And I just want to let y'all know, man, for like from the bottom of my heart, bro, like I really appreciate y'all just being the young men that y'all are. And the fathers that y'all are, you know what I'm saying? Like people don't understand, especially, like in our culture, how important it is to have a strong male figure in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a testament to that, man, because like which we was gonna get into anyway, because I've been ready to tell this story, bro. Like
go ahead, man.
Like the person that I call my dad is my stepdad. You know what I'm saying? But that's not my stepdad. That is my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's been around me since I was 1 year old.
Yeah. And
I learned some like more information about my dad, man. So my mom was talking about like how much like the transition of how like for when she was with my dad, they had got a divorce. for the things that he did. Not gonna bring that up, but they ended up getting divorced, and then she ended up meeting him. Ended up meeting my dad, Stephen Lee Henry, and
you changed your last name
for him,
for your stepdad.
For him,
yeah,
for him.
That's
he cried.
He cried. That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
There,
like
bro.
He cried, bro.
That's dope.
And so my mom was just telling me the story, man, of how like she basically like he had got a better job, right? When they was like first like meeting each other, whatever, right? He was gonna move and go somewhere. And she was telling him like, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, like I don't think you should like. It'll be selfish of me to tell you to go, not to go get your dreams. Mm-hmm. So go get the job that you wanted, because my dad was in the army, so he got like a better army job. Mm-hmm. And so he was sitting there, and he said, "Well, no, I don't want to leave, because if I leave, I ain't gonna be able to have a chance to grow with you." Mm-hmm. So he ended up not going. And ended up just finding a normal job or whatever, right? Just to like provide for us or whatever. Mm-hmm. And my mom had 2 kids before he met them. You know what I'm saying? Like you hear guys now talking about some. I'm not gonna talk to nobody with kids. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But like what? I don't even know where in the hell I would be at right now if it wasn't for him making that sacrifice of raising somebody else's kids. And my dad was a jackass. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it too, bro, like I got a lot of respect for my dad because, and I've had conversations with my real dad. Like we're tight now. You know what I'm saying? But I can go ahead and explain this. My real dad has only been that I've seen with my eyes. He's only been in 3 of my games. 3 of like every game that I've ever played
from like little league,
all the way into college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there was one point where like we didn't even talk in college. I didn't talk to him till my senior year. My 5th year, as a matter of fact. Last time I even had a conversation, like the first time me and him actually had a conversation where I wasn't upset anymore was my graduation. Matter of fact, it was when I stopped being mad and told him I forgave him, and he cried in front of me. But he showed up to one little league game. He has that picture. He took that one picture, right? And that was the only little league game he'd been to. He showed up to my championship game in middle school when I was at Bama. Playing, and we going against Clotton. And then he showed up to one of my Westfield games, and that was one of the most awkward moments because I didn't really respect him at that time because there's something that happened in middle school, which I'll get into later on as well.
You remember what game it was at Westfield?
It was my junior year. It was my junior year, and I think it was after we played. It was a home game. Beaumont Westbrook.
Oh yeah, y'all won that game too.
Yeah, it was a bad game. We beat the crap out of them. Yeah, we beat the living crap out of them.
They wasted gas.
They scored 35 points, and that was really because the threes were in. You know what I'm saying? Like it was one of them. Like it was like 70 to 35 is what the score was, and they scored 21 points in the fourth quarter because we had already like let everybody like was sitting back just chilling type mess. My dad, the person I called dad, has missed 2 games, and them 2 games is because he had an important job to go to, and he showed up. He left that day, and hurried up and came back to be there in the third quarter.
So he technically didn't miss it.
He didn't miss it, yeah, but he don't like missing stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's one of them like if there's something like going on, he gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And then he missed my last career game or whatever because he got extremely sick. So he missed my the last game I played against Baylor because he was really, really sick. But every other game, bro, he's been there.
Y'all won that game against Baylor, didn't y'all?
Mm-hmm. And I called him looking for him. He said, "Man, I couldn't come." He's like, "We couldn't come." I was like, "Man, what?" He's like, "I didn't want to tell you that because I was sick, but if you would have known I wouldn't be in the stands. You wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying?" Like,
yeah, makes the game look.
So I was just sitting back, just laughing at that though, man. But man, like it is very, very important for young men in the world to have their like a strong, caring father figure. You know what I'm saying? I remember a time, bro, where like he made the sacrifice of just staying there, and we didn't like everything felt like we was like in a fantasy world. You know what I'm saying? Where we didn't have a lot. And now, as we think back, like looking at it back now, man, like my dad's in an industry where black men don't get frowned upon really for being in an industry with creating machinery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's not a lot of like folks that look like us that's in there.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's smart, intelligent enough to be able to go out there and do things he want to do. And there were folks that were trying to stop him. You know what I'm saying, from doing what he wanted to do. Like wouldn't give him a raise when he deserved it because they wanted to give it to somebody that looked like them. You know what I'm saying? Or folks said to him that he wasn't gonna be good enough to have that type of position, right? So, like I said before, bro, I'm gonna tell you how powerful God is, bro. My mom told him, like, baby, like, why don't you just start your own, get your own? She kept saying that, like, for about like good 6, 7, 8 months. Baby, you should go get your own. Why not have your own company? Why not have your own company? You're smarter than you're smarter than what these folks out here trying to tell you. Like, why don't you go get your own? So finally, one day, and this is always what I always say, when you live right, when you're living right and you take a leap of faith, you living right, you take a leap of faith, you'll have no idea how powerful God is, because right now he's owning his own business right now. He's doing exceptionally well. To the fact that folks got to call him, folks that talk down on him have to call him, because that's how cold he is at his job. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And that's real talk, bro.
Speak, man.
That's real talk.
Dog,
folks that talk down on him have to call him.
Yeah, this stuff we needed to hear for sure.
Right.
Like folks,
For
like
sure.
you know what I'm saying, like they got a lot of folks, bro, that you know what I'm saying will be like, oh, like I'm gonna be here, or you know what I'm saying, down here talking down on your name, but guess what? Them same folks that's talking down on you gonna have to one day ask you for something. The folks that treated you like crap before gonna be the ones that's gonna have to call you at some point. Because I'm also living testament to that, because with the last staff that I had at UT, which I'm not gonna talk about them folks over there because that's a whole nother story, but folks over there that treated me like crap had to call me to try to help them kids out. Folks that treated me like crap are the ones that's calling me to ask them for something. You know what I'm saying? So it's always, bro, like you take a leap of faith. You do what you're supposed to do. You treat folks the way they're supposed to be treated, man. God is gonna bless you unconditionally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And folks just think about like it's about like the money part of it. No, it's not about that. If you're doing stuff for money, it's never gonna be successful.
Boy. Hey,
conversation.
This boy
that
he said that. Bro, we had this conversation over the phone when we first started this podcast. Same thing he said, if you do it for the enjoyment of it and because you love to help people and you love doing what you do, you love blessing others, God gonna bless you in tremendous ways that you wouldn't even imagine. Then getting that flimsy $100 just for that particular shoot. You know what I'm saying?
Money is nothing, bro.
Money is the root of all evil, bro.
Yeah, you never have, but if you don't have like a purpose, like for us, you know, we could have easily just been like, oh, you know, start a podcast and then just made just
People,
bullshit content. But
$20 to come on the show.
Exactly, but
like,
what we do is we're gonna share our story, because we feel like nowhere in this space ever is there a place where guys, fathers, or father figures can come and just speak their mind and be free.
Right.
You know, because you know how it is. You know, to be married around your girl, you can't really say what you want
much.
to, or even the stuff you're saying is not really like hard, but there's nothing like I was telling him. I was like, I can tell you, Robbie, you know, go get the remote. All right, cool. But I tell my girl, you know, which I don't got one, but I tell my girl, go get the remote. Why are you telling me like that? Like, you're being rude. And just like, just give me the remote. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now being rude.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. We wanted to create something where, you know, guys like-minded, just like us, can come and just enjoy themselves and hear stuff that we talk about. You know what I'm saying? That things that we say, but there's no place to put it. You know what I'm saying? But this is the place. And even if you're not a dad, but if you're dope, active, you're out here doing something, being a father figure or professional, we want you on the show.
It don't matter. It don't matter if you're a father or not. If you're dope and you active, we definitely want you on the show. Robbie, you got something for us?
Yeah. So, Tech, you're married, right?
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. Not yet.
Ladies.
Not yet.
You're in a relationship.
You better get it before Robbie
You in a
takes
relationship? Oh, he's single and ready to mingle.
Hey, you better get him for Robbie Taker because he better be known he's single on the show. You better hurry up.
So I got a question. What are you looking for? Outside of physical attraction.
Physical stuff don't mean nothing to me, man.
Yeah.
You got to look at him all day, you know?
Now that's a plus. That is a plus. You know what I'm saying? That is a full-fledged plus.
Hey, this boy Robbie a fool, man.
But for me, man, like,
show your face. How about that?
Season finales.
You gotta look at him all day.
no, man.
That was funny.
You know, man, like the soul of somebody to me is basically the biggest thing for me because it's always about like I've been in situations, man, where I've talked to like some of the most like prettiest women, like to me, and the content in which they mindset and stuff like that, bro, ain't where it needs to be at, so it just make them look ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like just because you're beautiful, like on the outside, does not if you and your thoughts and the way that you move, the way that you care about folks, if it's not the way it needs to be, then you're an ugly person to me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like you don't bring no value, and for me, like because of how like much like I care about folks, how much like I'm willing to like spend my last on anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like the folks I care about. If I feel like you're not out here doing what you need to be doing, and just because you're fine or whatever, like that doesn't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said like physically, like physical appearances don't mean shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always just about like how you are like spiritually, how you are emotionally. Can we talk about things? Can we actually have a good like content of talks? You know what I'm saying? Like what's your thought process on certain things? Like what can you do for me as far as like give me substance? You know what I'm saying? And not just about like like the sex stuff, like anything like that. Like it don't mean nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? It's about like if I can I see myself waking up with you every morning and us having a conversation? Can I see us out here actually like going down and helping our kids? Like can I see us like doing that type of stuff? If the answer is no, then more than likely that you're not the person for me because that's what I'm always about. You know what I'm saying?
Cook.
Eating is good.
My mama and my aunt told me always, as a man, always know how to cook. Just in case your woman don't know how or don't cook, you won't never starve.
But if she doesn't know how to cook,
teach her.
What y'all gonna eat?
What you gonna eat though?
That's why you need to learn how to cook.
What the kids gonna eat?
I'm not gonna lie,
what the little ones gonna eat though?
They you learn how to cook. What's wrong with that?
She can't
ain't nothing wrong with look, I couldn't. Here's the thing about it too, right? My dad was like, if they don't know how to cook, don't talk to them, right? My mama said, well, you better learn how to cook because you're gonna learn how to eat for your damn self.
Right.
So like when like I like to cook. I like to make sure, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but it's always good to have your woman cook for you. It's just as a man, it feels good to come home to a healthy meal. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's okay to cook as a man every now and then, but if you're just not cooking at all, come on. Come on, woman. Come on, lady. I ain't sexist, but that is crazy.
I knew it was coming.
They gonna come for you. That's not me. They coming for him. They gonna come for you, dog.
Look, man. Hey, this is a guru on TikTok. This man here, I don't know what this man be talking about 98% of the time.
Oh my gosh.
But because he got so many views, it sound good. What he be saying, it really be some true stuff.
Oh, what's your Instagram? I mean, what's your TikTok?
Man, Instagram. No, let's not do Instagram. Let's do TikTok first because unfortunately his Instagram is going under some
maintenance.
It's getting hacked. How in the world did you get hacked? Well, why would they hack you? Like, well, tell us, explain that. Just go ahead and tell us.
Well,
so watch out, people. Watch out.
Well, for that, so my Instagram got hacked because there was a person that was using somebody else's account, right? They hacked their account. So they started DMing me about stuff, whatever, right? And we was having like a normal conversation. And it was basically about like one of my friends, whatever, they lost their mom and they had lost their dog at the same time, whatever, right? So I'm sitting here like we're having a real conversation because it's like the only conversations me and her could actually have. Mm-hmm. And so they had asked me to make a video for them, like 2 videos. And I thought that was sketchy at first, but I was like, what are you using them for? Like, what is this for? And they was like, this is for like something, whatever, for this company that I'm using, whatever. So I said, all right. So I made the videos, and it's just like, which is crazy because it was on September 10th, right? So I do that.
September 10th. What's that date? What's that? Is that a big date?
But this is recent. Yeah, because it was recent.
Recent.
Yeah, because the day before,
Gotcha.
before September 11th. So we're in our team hotel. So I send the video, I go to sleep, I wake up, I go downstairs and do our team stuff.
The team activities, pause.
I didn't realize that.
You are fucking terrible, bro. You is terrible all the way.
Oh my god!
All right,
blooper.
Oh man, you getting them off track. You getting them off track.
We gonna talk about polygamy too.
A little bit later. Let's finish the story, man.
Here's the story, man. These jokers are childish.
I can't stand. I hate girls with a passion. Do you hear me?
Cut that out.
Do y'all hear me?
Cut this part.
Oh man. Delete. Delete that footage.
Alright, so I go downstairs. And we eat. We do our like normal team stuff or whatever, and then I come back upstairs and I couldn't get back in my Instagram, and so I'm looking like, what the hell just happened? So it just so happened that I was smart enough to have I had my Tank Strong account, which is for my strength and conditioning, and I had another account which I'll talk about that later because it's actually something that's big that's about to happen. And so I just so happened to have a different email for that, so that I checked it, and basically the guy went in somehow, changed the email to his email and used the videos whatever to try to get folks to send them money now. And so I've been trying to talk to,
because he hit me up today.
Because I try to hit up like Facebook.
Hello, are you there?
Try to hit up Facebook and Instagram, telling like, yo, like I'm getting a whole bunch of folks that are reporting this. Why the hell is this not down now? Because I'm telling y'all, this is not me.
Yeah, I just seen a post like last week. Some if you have $200, some hidden DM me. I was like,
it was a video of him talking.
It wasn't a video. It was like a post, like a text post.
Right. That video that you made was for that you thought it was for that girl.
I thought it was for her. And then the messed up part about that was like I ended up like hitting her up about the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like not even thinking about it. And they basically used all the DMs that she had, found out information to like, you know what I'm saying, to make it seem like it was her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like using like information or whatever, like that's that she was like DMing other folks, like just like normal folks or whatever. And once he hacked it, he started using like her information, like the certain conversations, certain things that she was saying in her what's the names or whatever. So he was actually acting like himself. So I have a friend who works at a certain place. I'm not gonna tell you where it's at, but he works at a certain place that's very, very known. That as soon as you get on the internet, you're probably gonna hit that bad boy up.
FBI.
No sir. I got a partner that work at Google. So he ends up finding out who the guy was. First of all, he's African. If you're looking at this, I'm on your ass, boy. So
not turning away from me.
do not turn away from me, my friend. I'm coming for that ass. Pause on that.
What? I'm just running.
Pause on that. But
he gets it.
This guy. So we ended up finding out like exactly where the guy was or whatever. So he actually ended up hitting up some other folks, and so he tried to tell somebody or whatever because he hit up somebody that I work with, and he actually was like, well, tell him that he got to send me X amount of money or whatever to get his account back, right? So I took the phone and I made a video for him. I said, bro, let me tell you something, G. I said, like, I don't want that account no more because you didn't take it to my account. I said, I have a whole nother account right now, and it's getting back to where it needs to be at. I said, so I don't need that account that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to stop, like, you're not going to stop what I had going on. So, like, at that time, like, in my DMs or whatever, I had like certain endorsements that I was going to actually start like having or whatever, like with clothing companies, certain things like that, beer conditioner, stuff like that.
Right.
And because of that, like, I felt like I lost that or whatever, so I was mad. But I was also like, well, you know, I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, well, baby, like at the end of the day, too, like whatever you lose, you're gonna gain that back because you know the purpose of what you're doing. Like you're not doing nothing bad, so it's like everything that you lost, I'm gonna gain back. And sure enough, so I made my new account and told everybody about the new account. Like the dude tried to block me off of everything. Like he tried to block like both my accounts.
Wow.
And I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I went in there and tried to get like all my followers back. This dude blocked me, bro, just so I couldn't even get them back.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, bro, like I got like 4,000. I got like 4,000 folks back.
And that's crazy because what it is probably God telling you. You don't need all these people.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
He probably was cutting some of that down for you, and that
and you know what's crazy?
And
you know what's crazy? It really was, bro. Because like I'm seeing like, okay, I got all this stuff, whatever. I got all this folks, or whatever, man. And like I've never really been the one to like care about like the followers type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool, but it's not like. It's fake,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
It's really
like folks use social media as a platform to be able to make themselves look better, or to be able to try to put on a persona for folks who don't even give a shit about you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then it's like, bro, like I'm not worried about the followers. It's more so like I worked for this, but at the end of the day too, like you can have 6,000 followers and only have like 100 folks like your stuff.
Right,
and them folks that like your stuff are the ones who care about you.
Right,
you know what I'm saying, or like just want to check up on you, or just like want to see like what's going on with you type of stuff. Like them other folks, bro. Like it's just like who cares, bro?
Yeah, followers ain't big, but bro, you got 4,000, 6,000 followers. All of them don't know really who you are. You get what I'm saying?
Which is crazy. And that's crazy off of TikTok. I didn't think he was even gonna do that. I didn't know nothing was gonna happen from TikTok.
Your TikTok is your following is huge.
I see it right now.
Where's he at?
He's at 38.7 thousand.
Yeah, bro.
Damn.
And you get what's the most views you got on yours?
One video I think when 1 million.
Yeah, bro.
I got one that hit 1 million.
So what's your niche? What's your niche on TikTok?
Yeah.
What's your niche? What you be talking about?
Everything. I talk about everything, bro.
And you know, with you being hacked scared me. When you called me, bro, I'm like, damn, is this really Tank? Yeah. You hack his phone too?
So like on my stuff, whatever that it's really like me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like I do stuff that's fun. I do stuff that's like just chilled. Yeah, that's the
1 million video.
It's 140.
Pull it up, let me see.
If you can't handle real women, dog, just say that, bro. But it's right though, cause you know what I'm saying? Kiddie pool station over there for the little boys. Men like me go swimming in the Atlantic, so we ain't the same, my boy.
Yeah.
We ain't the same, my boy.
Let them know, hey. I'm gonna have to save that video, airdrop it to my computer, and put it underneath the video on the podcast. Show it. That's what I'm gonna do.
I put it in the clip
so they can see. Yeah, we can definitely do that. Definitely.
That's
drop the clip. That's when it's gonna drop.
But like I talk about everything on there, man. Just you know what I'm saying. Like I don't like when I do stuff, bro. It's like I don't really. I just have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about having fun on there. You know what I'm saying? Like I really did that. Like I started like doing TikToks or whatever like during like COVID when we was all like sitting around there chilling, and I was just like, okay, like I don't really like this is new. I don't know how to use it. Like I'm just figuring this out. But then you start finding out that like, which is crazy because like you're really really creative when you get this chance to sit down and really like think about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, like I never been the type of person like. When we was in high school, bro, like I hated taking pictures. Like I could not stand like, hey, bro, like can you take a picture of me real quick? Like, I couldn't. Like I was like, bro, like I hated that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then like looking back at it now, bro, like I wish I would have did that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could have like have pictures with folks. You know what I'm saying? Because like I look back now and there's so many like different memories that I can think of, but then it's like I look back at it and it's like because of how I was, which it was honestly ain't a bad thing, but it's also like you gotta be able to cherish moments. You know what I'm saying? Like actually like have them experiences and be able to say, man, like I remember when we was here and like, bro, you remember when we went to this and you know what I'm saying, to show like different pictures of us just having fun. Like now I'm like more savvy about taking pictures because I'm like, bro, like who's to say like, you know what I'm saying, like we can all leave here and go to sleep and not be able to wake up. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you want to be able to cherish every moment. You know what I'm saying? Like you should cherish every moment now, especially now.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely like now. Like we should definitely like take a chance. You know what I'm saying? To have fun.
Definitely. And man, I've been knowing you since sophomore year. I've been knowing you freshman. He brought me in as a big brother, bro. I literally came to Westfield as a pipsqueak, bro. I was little. I didn't have none of this, bro. I didn't look nothing like this.
First of all, you had nothing on your face. You was straight bald, like small neck, I'm talking about like long neck.
It
barely had it cut.
You're flaming me right now, man.
You know it's true. What you mean?
And the glow up is real though, so I ain't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? You have to go through the trenches.
You still ugly though.
Alright, that's cool. That's all good. That's all good. Nah, bro, but man, the way we met, bro, it was crazy because the first thing he told me was coming to the weight room. It was like nothing. What up, bro? I don't know what class I met you in, but I know I was like Darryl Williams was my cousin.
I remember that.
You know, that's how I introduced myself because I didn't know nobody. I came from Aldini district, but I knew everybody knew who my cousin was. So I had to let them know, like, man, look, D. Will's my cousin. So don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
D. Will, I love you. I was not scared because he was like, man, yeah, man, D. Will my cousin. I let him like, okay, and I play with him. So what you want to say?
Yeah. But he was like, man, shoot, that's a big you and Deontay's, bro. Shout out my boy Deontay's. He was like, man, come on to the weight room. I was like, man, okay, bet, because I know D always told me, well, you need to play receiver. He like, go up to Lil Meekins. Shout out to Lil Meekins. Shout out to Big Meekins for sure. And he said, hey, go play receiver. And I was like, all right, bet. I'm going to go. I went up there like, what position you are, Chachi? Say, dog, what's your position? It's like a receiver.
What's that smell? It smells like hot dog in here.
All right, dog, get your ass on the field then. That's all he said. I'm like, dang, was that easy? Bet.
Scout double check.
But
Scout double check.
Hey man, but yeah, that's when it started. Hey,
so I got a question. You were on both sides, right? You were once a player, now you're a coach. What's the biggest difference that you've seen between the two?
It's more time consuming on this side. You know, we talk about like having like a good, like strong, like foundation of things. Yeah. It's different when you're a player because it's like, okay, like I can go spend like I can go watch film, like, you know what I'm saying? Like as an athlete, you're spending a lot of time as far as like throughout your day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can still trying to go home. I'm in the office at 7:30 in the morning, maybe even earlier than that, depending on what type of practice it is. I'm not getting home until maybe 11:30, 12.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's just like it's more time consuming, but it's also a bigger reward because you're like, as a player, you're sitting here like, okay, like I gotta listen to my coach, I gotta put myself in the best position. Yeah. As a coach, every day I wake up in the morning. This is also why I say money doesn't matter. Every day I wake up in the morning, I thank God and I tell him, hey, what can I do today to make the young man that you put in front of me a better person every single day? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why, like, I like the passion that I had as a player has switched over to being a coach now. So when they make plays, I'm hyped up. I'm on the sideline jumping up and down, and yelling and cussing like other folks out, whatever. Because I'm feeling the enjoyment of watching you and telling you like, hey, like this is what you got to do because you know what I'm saying. Like I'm telling you to do it like this. I'm telling you to stunt this way. I'm telling you to put your hands right here because I know it's going to be successful. And when they do it and they make plays and they're excited, that makes me feel good inside. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm seeing them succeed at what they want to do. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we talk about how like we had kids that when we first got there, when we got the U of H, that didn't have the like certain like tangibles that you would really want.
Right.
In the 3 years we've been there, all of the kids that everybody try to talk down on are the ones that's making plays now. You know what I'm saying? Like we got one kid right now that I ain't gonna say your name, bro. I know you watching. I ain't gonna say your name, man. But we got one kid, bro, that when we first got here, like we thought, like, okay, like we don't know what this guy's gonna do. He's in the top 10 for sacks in U of A's history right now. Working his tail off. We got another one that's sitting there that's really, really close because he's working his tail off too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about like how much you can actually pour into kids and watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a father, but I know the importance of having somebody that cares about you as a football player. Because at the end of the day, like you will go through a wall for a coach that cares about you. Oh, yeah. You will go. You'll do everything you can to make that coach proud. And all my kids make me proud every day. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what they've been through. Like we got a kid, man, that like he's from Cali. And he was in foster care, you know what I'm saying, and like he's a little rough around the edges, you know what I'm saying. He grew up off of Crenshaw, you know what I'm saying. Like he been through some stuff before, you know what I'm saying. Like he been through some stuff, and seeing how he is now, and even though like he gets on my nerves sometimes, but as a person, I can see the change and development in him because at the end of the day, like. You're using like you're not letting your story, your beginning of your story, be the intel of where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to do better, and he's a great kid. We got a whole bunch of kids that have been through some stuff before. You know what I'm saying? And just the one thing I always respect about the game of football is just that it doesn't matter what your background is. It's about what you believe in and what you can achieve. Because like. We had folks that didn't talk shit about us for the last 2 years. You don't get like, and we're doing what we're supposed to do right now. And we're ranked right now, right? Doesn't mean that we're finished because we still got 4 more games left, and we're gonna do what we need to do to go get the things that we're trying to achieve. But I tell them kids straight up, I say, hey, at the end of the day, it don't matter about everybody else because at the end of the day, everybody else that's patting you on your butt now. Was talking shit about you a couple weeks ago and saying how much we sucked. And now you trying to ride the wave now. Don't try to ride the wave now when everything high in glory. Like now, like it don't matter about what everybody else do, about what we believe in. We the only ones that believe in ourselves in the beginning, and that's all that matters.
Right. That's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters, bro.
So you think being a coach is going to prepare you for being a dad one day?
I think me having good father figures around me is going to prepare me to be a good dad. And I think that the steps that I've had with the father figures that's been in my life has made me the type of coach that I am. You know what I'm saying? Like I can sit here, bro, and talk about every coach I've ever had that I know that loved me. You know what I'm saying? Like from when I was living in Austin, I was when I was a Golden Eagle in Austin, when I was an Austin Raven, when I was a Bama Patriot, when I was a Westfield Mustang, when I was a Texas Longhorn, you know what I'm saying? When I was a Kansas City Chief, when I was coaching at Lutheran High, when I was just around like a bunch of father figures that been instilled in themselves in me just about being not only just a good person, but just being the best that you could possibly be. And at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about those around you. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that I look at life now, bro, like there's no I in team, and everybody wants to talk about there's an I in win, but you gotta be able to turn that WIN to a WNI, which is we, not I. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't think of that. You can't think of like, oh, like that it's about me. It's not even gonna be about you. Because at the end of the day, guess what? Like you can go stand up right now, go do something right now, right? You can sit here and say that I'm out here doing this. I did this by myself. When at the end of the day, in the background when nobody else gets a chance to see you, there's been a support system that's been around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I kind of hate when folks talk about something like, oh, like, if you want to be an individual, go play golf or go play tennis. You know what I'm saying? Who you think taught them that? You know what I'm saying? Like, who you think? Like, you think they ain't got no support system?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, any sport that we have, it's not about individuality. It's about what the steps and that you still got a teacher at everything that you do. You may surpass your teacher, but there's always going to be a teacher. And life is your biggest teacher. You know what I'm saying? Because life will throw shit at you like left and right. But guess what though? You learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I've always said this before, man. Like, the folks that are in your life, there's two type of people in your life. It's only two. There are folks that are gonna be here for you, folks that are blessings, and folks that are lessons. You have folks that's in your life that'll be like the folks that are around you all day that can make you laugh and stuff like that. And any experience that you've had that you like, you know what? I just learned something from this. Whether that's from dating the wrong girl. dating the wrong girl, not knowing what's going on, being around friends that all of a sudden now like y'all ain't talking no more because you got something going on for yourself and they ain't got nothing going on for them. Whether that's teammates that you was trying to be the best teammate to them, but they really hated you for whatever reason, you know what I'm saying? Or folks that say they're your friend but don't want you to look that won't be hyped up for your success. More than theirs. You know what I'm saying? There's not one person in this world that could ever say that Tank ain't never jumped up for joy when they did something for themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I definitely can't say that.
Like,
I definitely can't say he never done that, bro. For me, for sure.
Like, I'm jumping up for joy for any little.
He just
like,
did. He just did it. But, you know. Yeah, it get cut off. No, it cut off. It cut off. I don't know why I did that. That's all good. But yeah, he literally just can't. He said, "Look, I'm proud of y'all for being the men who you are, doing things like just right out the rip, bro. We ain't asked him to say that or nothing. So that's 100%. If you ask me.
Shoot. Well, I got one final question as we wrap up. How do you feel about college athletes making a salary?
It's the greatest thing in the world. It's the greatest thing in the world.
They really work their butts off for that.
Bro,
they go through a lot.
Like, why in the world would you not? Because I've always had an issue with folks that say like, oh well, if that's the case, you know what I'm saying, they do X, Y, and Z, right? But I'm like this though, right? As a college kid, and everybody in this room has been to college before. Y'all know how hard it is to get up in the morning, to have to eat like ramen noodles for dinner, not having enough money to do anything for yourself, right? You got kids out here that are paying for, like, I have kids, and I was one of these kids too. Like, you sent money home. The little bit amount of money that you do have, you send that money home to help out with something at the house. Folks know how that feels. It's the motherfuckers who never experienced that before are the ones that are the ones saying they don't deserve that, right?
And who are you to tell somebody what they don't and what they do deserve?
What do you tell, like, why, like, if they get something, if they earn something, right? Because you know what it is? Jealousy.
Yeah.
Why, like I didn't get that amount of money. There's a kid right now that's at Alabama right now that's a freshman that's making almost $1 million right now as a freshman. Why in the hell would I not be happy for that young kid? Why would I not be jumping up for joy for him? Get every amount of money that you can, because this damn business that we are in will do that and spit you out at any given time. The NCAA is a $1 billion industry. Get every amount of money you can. Get every amount of money you can. You listen to me now. Everything that you earned, that is for you, and you help your family out, regardless of how much it may be. But at the end of the day, You earned that. You got a chance to have that. God gave that to you for a reason. Be resourceful. Do what you need to do with that money. And I'm talking to anybody that's an athlete right now that's listening to me. You get an opportunity to get a chance to do anything like that, you make the most of your opportunity, because at the end of the day, it's about you giving back to those who have always poured in their love, heart, and respect for you. And I mean that, man. Get as much money as you can.
And if you're a receiver, don't go hands up with a defensive end. I'm going to tell you that right now.
It just made you tougher in life, man. It just made you tougher in life.
Yeah, okay.
I will say though, like every situation that I've gone through in life, I could always go back and look at football and figure out either how to get past it or where I went wrong. And I feel like that's something that most people won't understand. They never played football.
Yep.
There's so much intricacies to the game that's a part of life, and you know, like I will forever cherish Westfield for that, because one, the team aspect, the culture, you know, fighting. Like our team, 2012, we didn't really have nobody, but we were just close.
Brotherhood.
We know you can leave a stack in the locker room and not even $1 would leave.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of bond we had, and like having that, or just losing when you know you're supposed to win, or winning when you didn't know you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like things like that, the game of football has definitely taught me so much about life that I'll forever be grateful for.
So I know you young gentlemen, you know what I'm saying, want to try to get a little bit of something. So I brought y'all a little something. Brought y'all a little something from
yeah, go Cougs, baby.
For us.
Go Cougs. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey,
Houston
football. Let's go Cougs. Let's get
go,
it,
baby. For the H. Put on, man. Y'all gonna win that bowl. Y'all going to the bowl. Y'all in there. Y'all in there.
We got other goals right now.
One game at a time.
One game at a time, baby.
Who we got next?
We got South Florida.
Okay.
Then we're going to Temple.
Okay.
Then next week we're going to Philly.
Okay.
We got our next home game against Memphis, and then we gotta go to UConn. And if we do what we're supposed to do, just wait and see how God works.
Okay.
I like the way that sounds. That sounds good. Hey, look, and before we end this, we always ask questions. We got our picks. 2 NFL picks, 1 MLB, because you know the World Series. We gonna start with the World Series. Who you got? Who taking it?
Astros Braves.
You stay right down the street from the stadium, so you better be going.
Where are we from?
The H. He going for the H.
What's your thing, now?
As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and pull that up right now. They're actually playing right now in Houston.
That's it. Game 6, right?
Game 6. They win tonight. And they are top of the 7th, 6-0.
Up.
Astros?
Down.
Damn.
Ooh. They might do something.
Well,
You never know.
They might come back. Angels in the outfield.
So they lose.
They're done. They mean
Top of the 7th, bro. 6-0. That's tough.
They gonna blame us on Mattress Mac. He put up 3.5 on the Astros.
Yeah, he did.
Bet too much.
That's the money he gonna lose.
Oh.
Let's look on the bright side, brother. We have the Cardinals versus the 49ers. Who you think gonna win that? It's in San Francisco. I know the Cardinals just lost against Green Bay. Shout out to Coach Allen.
Right?
Yeah, shout out to Coach Allen.
Right.
Go ahead, you with my team.
Job,
Kudos.
You know.
I say Cardinals 38-14.
38-14. That's tough, man, because we barely beat them last time.
That's crazy.
And they getting better. But I'm gonna definitely say Cardinals 21-20.
21-20.
Yeah, man.
I'm doing it again. 28-14.
28-14. Okay, we got one more big game, bro. We have, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not gonna say the Texans. They're just out of the conversation from now on.
Don't you ever bring up nothing about the Houston Texans around me, unless they want to pay me. Unless that happens, but I don't want to talk about them.
Week 9, man. We have Broncos versus the Cowboys. Who you got?
Judging the fact that they just got rid of their top pass rusher and their whole what's the name, you know what I'm saying?
Dak is Dak coming back?
Yes,
He's coming back.
He was
and
already good last week.
even if he doesn't, And even if he doesn't,
Broncos.
hell no, bro.
No, I'm saying that. Just saying, it's the Broncos.
They ain't doing nothing against the Cowboys, man.
That's what I'm saying.
They ain't doing nothing against the Cowboys.
So yeah, I mean, if we're gonna talk about the Cowboys' schedule, they're on their high horse right now. You know, they win 5 games in a row, they automatically go into the Super Bowl.
Even if they win one.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking down the Cowboys, they balling. Broncos, then they got the Falcons. Then they got the Chiefs. Yeah. Then they got the Raiders. Then they got the Saints. Then they have the Washington football team. They have the Giants, and they backdoor have the Washington football team again in Dallas. Then they got the good old Cardinals and the Eagles. How many hard games do you see out of those?
One.
I would say
two.
I would say 2.
I say 2.
Maybe 3, but definitely the Saints.
Yeah, because the Saints are good, bro.
But they just lost Jameis.
That's okay. It's okay.
It's
okay.
They just beat the Bucks.
Yeah. Hey,
they just beat the Bucks.
They got Taysom Hill.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
Then I say the Cardinals is the second team for sure. But the Raiders.
And then if they
the Raiders could beat the Chiefs.
They injured.
The Chiefs is not. They almost lost to the Giants yesterday. Today Tuesday? Yeah.
Yeah, they almost lost to the Giants.
They was getting ready to lose to the Giants last night, brother.
And Patrick Mahomes played a terrible game.
It was bad. If he wasn't that flag nigga caught on the interception at the end, that would have been it for the. He threw an interception, but it was a flag call on the Giants. Gave him the chance to win. At that point, it's like, okay, that's on the Giants' fault because of the penalties. If you eliminate the penalties from the Giants, they definitely would have beat the Chiefs last night, bro. So I don't know. Chiefs iffy. Raiders, they're pretty good in the AFC. They're like top 2, top 3 best team in the AFC.
They just lost Ruggs though.
It's tough.
I just know this for a fact. They're gonna have a tough time when they play against the Packers.
Talking about the Cowboys?
Yeah.
They play against the Packers?
I'm talking about the playoffs.
Oh yeah, they got a tough time. Packers, Cardinals. The playoffs are gonna be tough for the Cowboys. Packers, Cardinals, Saints, Bucks. They're not playing nothing.
Nobody right now.
No,
Yeah.
Cardinals got a very hard schedule.
Who's doing good in the AFC?
The Bengals.
The Bengals, Ravens.
Standings.
Oh, the
right now in conference AFC, Titans.
That's done.
Titans 6-2.
That's done.
Raiders right underneath them 5-2. Baltimore is 5-2. Then it's Buffalo 5-2. Then it's the Bengals. The Bengals went down because they lost to the Jets on Sunday.
Bro, by a third-string quarterback.
By a third, all the backups did their thing this week.
That's bad.
That was balling.
Then in the NFC, you got Green Bay, Cardinals, the Rams. Rams ain't been playing nobody either. They had a gimme on
They
yesterday.
just.
Bro, the Texans game was just straight Rams offense highlights.
The whole time.
Like, the whole time.
The whole time. You ain't see nothing. All you see was Texas on defense getting ran through.
That's horrible.
That's why I really want the Astros to win.
Yeah,
I mean, the Rockets not doing too well. They only won 1 game, maybe 2.
I mean, it's great though. You know why it's great? Because there's one team that's out here doing really, really well in the city of Houston. And you see it.
I got the gear. Yes, sir.
So,
Holding it down.
Holding it down.
Man, but look, man, we appreciate you for being on the show, brother.
Definitely.
Appreciate y'all letting me.
Yeah, man, for sure, man.
Hell yeah.
For sure. And, man, you know how we finish it off, man.
You already know.
Peace.
And blessings.
Yes, sir.
It's been real.
It's been real ski. Hey, man, I know you hungry. You look like you hungry.
Finna get some food.
I know you about to go get some food.
Here we all are.
No, bro, I got some burritos my mama they made the other day.
Oh, shit. Oh.
About to tell them us.
Send to my sharing.
There's only one left.
You can split 3 or 4 ways.
Hell no, boy.